human history, involving the majority of the world's nations and causing millions of deaths. The war was fought between two main opposing alliances, the Axis powers and the Allies. In this script, we will explore the causes of World War II, major battles, and its far-reaching consequences. The causes of World War II can be traced back to the Treaty of Versailles, which ended World War I. The treaty imposed heavy penalties and reparations on Germany, leaving it in a state of economic and political turmoil. Germany's economic crisis paved the way for the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. Hitler believed in the concept of Lebensraum, or living space, which drove his territorial ambitions and led to the annexation of Austria and Czechoslovakia. The invasion of Poland in September 1939 by Nazi Germany marked the beginning of World War II. Britain and France declared war on Germany in response, and the Axis powers and the Allies were formed. In 1941, the United States entered the war after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. The war was fought on multiple fronts, and there were several significant battles that shaped the course of the war. One of the most critical battles was the Battle of Stalingrad in 1942-43. It was a major turning point in the war, as the Soviet Union was able to stop the German advance and push them back. The Battle of Normandy in 1944 was also a significant battle, as it allowed the Allies to establish a foothold in Western Europe and begin the liberation of France. Another important battle was the Battle of Midway in June 1942, which marked the first significant victory for the United States against Japan. The Battle of the Atlantic was a naval battle fought between German U-boats and Allied ships that lasted throughout the war. The war had a profound impact on the world and shaped the course of history. The most significant consequence was the loss of human life, with an estimated 70 million people killed during the conflict. It also led to the displacement of millions of people and the destruction of entire cities. The war led to the establishment of the United Nations, an international organization formed to promote peace and cooperation among nations. The war also marked the beginning of the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union, which lasted for several decades. The main powers involved in World War II were the Axis powers and the Allies. The Axis powers consisted of Germany, Japan, and Italy. The Allies included the United States, Britain, France, and the Soviet Union. World War II was a highly technological war, with new weapons and technologies being developed and deployed throughout the conflict. The most notable of these were the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945, which brought the war to a swift end. Other significant technologies and weapons included the development of radar and sonar, the use of tanks and airplanes in battle, and the introduction of new firearms, such as the Sturmgewehr assault rifle. One of the darkest chapters in human history was the Holocaust, a genocide perpetrated by Nazi Germany against Jews, Romani people, homosexuals, disabled people, and other marginalized groups. Millions of people were killed in concentration and extermination camps throughout Europe. After the war, the Allies held the Nuremberg trials to prosecute war crimes committed by Nazi leaders. The trials established the principle that individuals could be held accountable for their actions, even if they were acting on behalf of a government. The war had a profound impact on Europe, with many countries left devastated by the conflict. The formation of the European Union after the war was an attempt to prevent another devastating conflict from occurring on the continent. The war also had a significant impact on Asia, with Japan surrendering in August 1945 after the atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The aftermath of the war in Asia led to the Korean War and the ongoing conflict between North and South Korea. Overall, World War II was a devastating conflict that had a profound impact on the world. The causes of the war, major battles, and consequences of the conflict continue to be studied and discussed by historians and scholars. In conclusion, World War II was a global conflict that had a profound impact on the world. The causes of the war can be traced back to the Treaty of Versailles and the rise of Nazi Germany. The war was fought on multiple fronts, and there were several critical battles that shaped the course of the conflict. The consequences of the war were far-reaching and included the loss of human life, the displacement of millions of people, and the establishment of the United Nations.